January 10th. I suspect that if I reclaimed all the minutes, hours, and days I have sacrificed to worry and fear, I'd add years to my life. When I succumb to worry, I open a Pandora's box of terrifying pictures, paranoid voices, and relentless self-criticism. The more attention I pay to this mental static, the more I lose my foothold in reality. Then nothing useful can be accomplished. To break the cycle of worry and fear, I am learning to focus all my attention on this very moment. I can turn away from destructive thoughts and concentrate instead on the sights and sounds around me. Light and shadows, the earth beneath my feet, the pulse of everyday living, all pieces of the here and now. These bits of reality help rescue me from what ifs and should haves by anchoring me in the present. Prayer and meditation, the slogans and phone calls to an Anon friends are all sources of serenity that bring me back to this moment. As I shut out the noise, I am more receptive to my higher power's will, and therefore much more able to work my way through difficult times. Today's reminder: this day is all I have to work with, and it is all I need. If I am tempted to worry about tomorrow's concern, I will gently bring my mind back to today. And the quote here is, "The past has flown away. The coming month and year do not exist. Ours only is the present's tiny moment." And I can't say this name, Muhammad Shabistari. And I think this reading is really spot on. So people around the addict are consumed. They're literally consumed with worry. When they come into a meeting, you can see it on their faces, you can see it on their body language, you can see they've got this narrative that they're the adult, you know, and they're truly dealing with reality, and they truly, their worries and concerns are real. Not true. So I'd like to propose a way to think about it. Again, think of worry and not worrying as being like a teeter totter, all right? So the gaming addict is having a grand old time. They're having fun. They're having a good time. Acting like a child, being irresponsible. They're not concerned. And one of the reasons they don't need to worry is because they've got you to do the worrying for them. They don't have to worry about their future. You'll fix it. You'll rescue, whatever. They got someone in their life taking up all that space. All right? So the most important thing to do is to detach. It's called loving detachment. Separate yourself from that addict, even if, they're pretty young, even if they're a minor child. I would say you want to wholly detach. So there's two words in the English language for wholly. One is a spiritual sense, and one also means entirely or completely. And I propose that you do both things, that you completely detach, and it also be a spiritual sense of detachment. It's not like you're selling them up the river and telling them you don't love them. Nope. Kisses and best wishes, but you're separate. And when you're separate, that gives the child in your life or the adult in your life a clear invitation to take responsibility for themselves. And you'll notice it almost immediately. So when I coach parents on this, it's like when you get out of their space and stop worrying about them and realize God's in control, they've got to respond and take responsibility for their stuff. The change can be almost immediate. All right. Particularly if you have self-control. So the issue is oftentimes the worrying is another way of a futile way of attempting to control that other person. You've got that gruff face, you've got gruff words, you're tense, you're really concerned and you want them to see, It's a way of controlling another human being. And it never works. Never works. Didn't from the beginning and never will. So the thing is when you get control over yourself, when you get control over your body language, your tone, your words, that's where good things start to happen. That's where change can happen. So you've got to transform yourself and get out of someone else's business. Give them the freedom to pick up the baton and be concerned about their future and their life and how things are going to work out. So again, I would say this is a really beautiful section on January 10th, and I would invite you to read it and reread it for yourself. All right, blessings for the day.